TheSmartLocal.com.
Boo!
Welcome to another episode of Coffee Break, where we get the most intellectual people in TSL to talk about current affairs.
Wait. I didn't sign up for this.
What is this?
Wow.
Google Pixel!
Oh wow.
iPhone with a crack.
Never mind.
Oh my god, it's a real phone! I thought it's a prop phone!
You get to buy the new iPhone!
Buy you a new iPhone! Okay, so Apple just launched 3 different models: XR,
Ten.
XS,
Ten.
and XS Max.
Ten.
All the reviews and all the news online, right, they have been about whether you should get the XR or the XS. Because, okay, a quick comparison. XR has an LCD screen, unlike the OLED OLED screen, which is of a higher resolution. So XR is the budget option. It's like, you know last time got the iPhone C? iPhone?
Yeah.
5C.
Yeah, it's that kind. A lot of colors one. And they don't have it in the larger storage option, which is 512 gig. The screen is bigger than the XS though. It has the longest battery life, but it has a single rear camera. So a lot of people are talking about how like this is the first time that the budget model is so outstanding. Yeah, like it's such a close fight with the alternative. Wait, are we all iPhone users?
Yes, I am.
But why won't you use Android?
I tried Android. For me, right, my only consideration right now, right, is price and storage space.
In recent launches, whenever they launch, right, there will be a budget option, and then there will be like
Yeah.
the premium option, which is just like $200 to $300 difference. So if you have to buy, let's say that is the year that you can change, will you all go for like the 5C equivalent?
I will get the latest and greatest, which will be the big one.
The big
Max.
phone.
I prefer like you get a phone like that, right? After that, you don't need to change for long because like it's more or less like future proof, especially because right, you already charge such a high premium for the budget version also.
But in this case, the XR, it has a 6.1 inch screen,
Yeah.
which is like bigger than the XS.
No, but I also never ever get the big phones because I just don't think phones should be big.
Why?
It's very
I
awkward, it's very
like it.
uncomfortable. If you want something big, right, get the iPad.
But okay, because I think I like this size. Very easy to watch videos.
It's quite interesting because our generation, right, we experienced a time when technology, right, for phones, right, the smaller the better.
Yeah.
Then suddenly we go back the other way, become the bigger the better. Yeah.
No, but I think the only reason why people still use iPhone, right, is because of the camera. Because like really cannot compare to like Samsung this kind.
Well, actually, Google Pixel, right, when they use the camera, right, supposedly it's supposed to be very, very high quality and good, right? So if you take a photo, I think it's very good quality. But then once you upload it to like different apps and platforms, right,
Yeah,
they downgrade the quality because of like some Android software thing.
Like you know when you use Instagram, you can tell who is Samsung user, who is iPhone user.
I think Apple is a unique selling point that people always keep coming back no matter how expensive. It's because of the user experience that they provide on their phones lah. So it's like everything feels like you can trust it to be seamless and easy to use. And
It's very intuitive because you cannot customize as much, but it's very easy.
When I watched the YouTube video on the iPhone, right, a lot of people in the comment section was damn angry about the price.
Yeah.
Like especially the price. They say R stands for rip off.
Because the price difference is not much, right? Might as well pay for the one with more specs since you're already spending such a large sum of money.
It's like there's no clear line between the premium and
Yeah.
the inferior
Yeah.
option here because it depends on what you want, what you prioritize.
I think they're very smart for making the price point very like different enough, right, for you to think about which one you want.
correct.
You know what I think it is? I think it's leftover parts from the failure of the last year's launch that they put into the XR.
Illuminati confirmed. I'm just really impressed that there's a 512 gig internal
I know,
storage.
right?
But that's going to cost you another $500.
No, but you
It's like another game of MacBook Pro, eh.
Then you realize that actually this phone, right, has gone beyond being a phone and charging a certain price for it, right? It's kind of justifiable.
But then we realize that like our allegiance to phone brands has kept us enslaved. It's like they do 64, 256, whatever, we also lan.
Just buy.
It's like, take my
We talk so
money.
much after this episode, so like
confirm
maybe 6
buy
months later,
Yeah.
your phone spoil, you also just buy 256. So that was inconclusive. We are gonna move on.
1, 2, 3.
Hi-ya!
Huh?
That's 1 minute!
That's 1 minute! See you tomorrow! It's Nas Daily.
Yours.
Fauzi's
Yes!
answer.
Yes!
So recently, as all of you would know, Nas Daily came over to Singapore.
Yay!
And made a bunch of videos gushing about everything, our airport, our passport, our new water, even Pulau Semakau, all round presented Singapore as like not a perfect country, but a country that is great at solving problems. I think this is a very key theme of this entire argument, because a lot of people are quite unhappy with the fact that he portrayed Singapore as like a perfect country, but they don't really realize that what he's saying is that there are a lot of problems, so I managed to solve these problems within 53 years. Singaporeans are enraged because they're like, wow, confirm is the government pay you. Yeah, that's the thing. Like whenever someone so much as says like a positive thing about NS, about PAP, about SMRT, it feels like the word propaganda is being used very loosely.
Honestly, some things, information that he shared, right, I even don't know. So like, not like,
You don't know
like
even.
some of the things he presented, right? Some of them I didn't even know about. Like how Singapore clears its trash. Honestly, I didn't know it was put into the water. It didn't occur to me. And we don't know how like the place really looks like or whatever.
That's the thing, it's a restricted access place. So if you don't know, the rest of Singapore lagi don't know, right?
Correct.
So in a way, like it's very informative, I find. But I know a lot of people have issues with the parking video.
Yeah, that was the one where I first heard about like people making noise already.
He's like our country's hype man. The
Yeah,
hype man
I
that
love
we
it.
didn't ask for nor deserve.
I think the end message for him is that he's a very good storyteller and he likes to spread positivity.
Correct.
Yeah, so everything has to have a strong positive spin on it. That's just his style. So I think a lot of people have to take note of this before just immediately jumping into the content.
The moment they see PM Lee's face in one of the videos, right, that was the last straw.
Yeah, I think he has built such a reputation, right, that brands, right, ask him that, oh, can we work together? Then like, even if it's sponsored, right, I don't see the problem, man.
Yeah, he's still spreading a positive message. He's still informative and
Not
he
false
also need to earn money,
advertising
right?
also,
Yeah, lah.
So that's the thing. Then there were some netizens, right? There was one netizen in particular. He went to write this entire thing about like, okay, like since you like our country so much, right? Let's invite you to walk the talk and take up citizenship. 1, buy a resale flat with half the lease left. So it's all very condescending. 2, serve national service. 3, contribute 37% of your salary to CPF. 4, go to polyclinics. 5, take MRT train every morning and evening during peak hours.
I just want to like roll my eyes 10 times.
I don't, oh my god.
I'm just like, why?
All the things that he has said, right, is like every Straits Times comments section ever.
Yes.
People need to take a step back and see what we have to appreciate from the video instead of nitpicking on the things that he didn't cover.
No, the thing is like all these arguments, right, as with most other arguments, they come from a very microscopic perspective of the world. Okay, so in response to this mini listicle that this netizen has written, okay, this one I feel a bit sad because I feel that now his impression of like Singaporeans are all like that.
Yeah.
Right? Oh
Because we
my
don't
God.
deserve this shit.
I know, right?
He said, why doesn't everyone here try to live in the Middle East for a little bit? Try sleeping one night with rockets falling near your village and you can't sleep because of sirens. Try living in a state of war every few years with all your neighbors. Try having your options in your country limited simply because of how you are born, bracket non-Jew. Try living in a place with 40% less of your current GDP per capita. And then he said, now I'm in China making the same type of videos I made for Singapore. I'll happily take you along to see how life is like outside of your bubble, but to be honest, I would never hire you because I don't work well with crybabies.
And then do you know that this brought on another onslaught of nasty comments just because Singaporeans have our own opinion while we complain about our own complaints. So
He also got his own opinion, that's why he do his own video, right? Walao!
I think there was an article that came already. Then still got ask him go and fuck off from our country.
Oh my
after
God.
Why are they like that? It's like he's not even attacking anything.
Exactly. So like the thing about it is that like there are always this very small majority online, right, that make a lot of noise about things that are issues but close to non-issues and diminish positivity lah.
It feels like they sound very entitled.
No, don't you think it's funny? Because last time the sentiment used to be like, you cannot bitch about my country, only I can. But now it's like, you cannot say good things about my country.
Because you never raise the bad things about
This
us.
is-
Yeah, I don't understand it.
This is only in Singapore, frankly.
It's really...
No lah, I don't know whether it's only in
Siao.
Singapore lah. I think like online, right, you have to deal with people like that.
And just because like he's a big influencer or whatever it is, right, they're like they're just hating on him for because you're a big like superstar or whatever, you can say all these positive things but you don't actually understand the real life. But at the same time, right, it's called marketing and it's called social media. You know, you put this kind of thing that people click the video, right?
And like
Plus he put almost.
Right, you watch the video, right? So
But like the thing about it is that like, aren't you proud that somebody from somewhere else is singing praises about our country regardless of whether it's...
No, you must understand that these people live in he already summed it up already. These people are all living in a bubble.
Yeah.
They like him, right? He's traveled the world. He's seen so much more than you. His videos are made from a global perspective also. He's comparing you across the world.
Yeah.
So, but Singaporeans don't know that. They don't understand that. They don't see that. They don't see the big picture. So it's like you argue with an idiot. You bring yourself down to that level, ma.
I feel super bad that he's leaving Singapore with such a bad taste in his mouth.
Oh my
I think that
gosh.
it reflects terribly on us.
I think the whole thing is about internet culture and how it's a lot easier to say something negative than to say something positive online also. Nas, if you're watching this video, we apologize. These people online don't represent... I don't know whether they actually represent the majority of
I
Singaporeans
also
here,
don't know.
but
Yeah,
we are not them.
Yeah, we support
and we look
content
forward
creation.
to future collaborations.
Yes, hit us up.
Sincerely.
Hit us up.
The moral of the story is if
Yeah.
you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Exactly. Go and make a positive difference.
Stop being self-entitled lah.
So we have come to the end of this episode of Coffee Break. If you like this video, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and watch our other videos over here. Bye!
Don't watch him. Don't watch him.
Thumbs up, man.
Thumbs up on the video. Thumbs up on the video. Boom! Hey, don't do that.